So a little bit ago, I filmed my buddy. He was replacing brake lines for his Chevy Cavalier. Here's how to do it. Here's a little run through that he did. If you're looking for this information on how to do it, here it is. There's not a lot of videos, or I don't think even any videos up on this. So check it out. Here we go.
My name's Richie. We're doing a wheel cylinder for a 03 Cavalier. So I'm gonna show you how to get this done. Pretty easy. You can do it with a couple basic hand tools, but I got some tools to get it done a little bit quicker. I'm just a do-it-yourselfer, so I'm sure I make a few mistakes here and there. There we go. All right. Every once in a while, you'll see with these drums, they might have like a couple screws here or there that you have to impact off, but this one, it doesn't have anything, so it should just come off. But obviously, you know, it's an 03. I don't even know when was the last time these brakes were done. I'm just gonna give it a couple whacks. It should come off. So you wanna make sure you don't hit the studs. It's just gonna be an additional problem to fix. See how it popped off? It's a drum brake assembly. We're replacing the wheel cylinder right here because it always breaks whenever you bleed the brakes. Almost always, 9 times out of 10. It snaps on me. So, looks like it's really dirty. Clean that off first. I just maced the whole thing down. Doesn't need to be super clean though. It's not really that big of a deal. You're just supposed to do it. That's how I was taught to do it. You don't actually need a whole lot of special tools to take these apart. Just on this year make and model, the 03 Cavalier, you know, sometimes they got like retaining pins or some other crap that you got to deal with. In this case, it's got this weird like U-spring. It's just got this one tensioner right here, right? Again, I don't know all the specific lingo, every name of every spring and all that. Looks like it's attached to a trigger for the adjuster. So I'm gonna use these pliers, some special pliers. You see they got the little nub on them. I really love these things. They really help taking off springs. So just put them right here. Or you know what, actually before you do this, make sure, just a tip, make sure you take pictures everywhere, all over the place of everything. Make sure everything goes in the right spot. So, but I already took pictures of the other side, so take that off. Oh, I'm gonna take this guy off. This is only being held in by 2 screws inside of the back. They're, I think, like 6 point number 6 or some crap like that. You can take them off with 12-point sockets though. See if we can't. Can you see the back there? Get a shot of it. Yeah, you can see it now. There you go. So right here. So they're held in by this and this. This is the bleeder valve right here. This is what always snaps, and then this is the brake line. It's my favorite ratchet. It's a flex head extendable ratchet, 3/8 inch drive. All right, make sure that it's loosening. Fit it over. So these aren't torqued on too hard. So I wouldn't struggle with them since everything's rusted and you wouldn't really want to drill it out. There you go. at a certain point, you can just get leverage. I just use the socket and turn it with my fingers. It's loose enough. There's one screw. All right, now that those are off, gonna have to take the back part off. Don't lose those. You know what? I thought it was locked in by that little piece of metal protruding in the back, but it's not. So I'm gonna put these screws back on. Just, you don't gotta put them on tight, but you know, just enough to hold it in place while you at least break that. And then I'm hoping that this time I can, there we are. Yep, yeah, I did. All right, screw that in a little bit. Then time to break this off. Sometimes it's a good idea to use a flare nut wrench. I might just have to cut it. Almost. Nice little cheap tin snips. All right, well, so this should come out. So, in the last video, we hit snag with the back of the wheel cylinder. We snapped off that brake line, and it was a pretty unique connection. I went to AutoZone, I couldn't match it up, and then on top of it, the flare was a little bit different. It was a bubble flare, and all I have is single and double flaring kit. So you can take a look at how I did this one if you want. I'm gonna show you how to do it on the other side. I had to adapt it. Originally, I tried taking this off, replacing this whole line. You know, I don't think the spring is very necessary. I don't know the exact specific purpose of it being here. I'm hoping this little wetness right here isn't a leak when I bleed it, because then that's going to complicate things even more. Tried to take it off here. Looks like it was too rusted. You know, I could cut it here and then use some kind of bolt extractor to take that out. But I decided, you know what, it would be easier to just pull the spring back a little bit and just replace the line right here directly. So that actually worked out really well. If you can see what I did there. Well, it doesn't really matter. I had to use an adapter right here for the bubble flare, and then I could just use a standard single flare right there. Maybe I should have used a double. I don't know. You know, I'm a novice. I'm used to freaking compression fittings, so we'll see if this works. All right, let's throw it on the other side. So what you're gonna need is single flaring kit. Pick this up at AutoZone for 10 bucks. Probably a brake line forming tool, Harbor Freight, 12 bucks. Awesome tool. You can just bend it with your hands too, if it's like nickel copper, you know, because it's pretty easy to form that. And then a line cutter, a mini one. I think $6 is Pittsburgh. I bought it from Harbor Freight. So this thing really comes in handy. I can't work on brake lines without it. And then some nickel copper line, which, you know, I just started using this instead of the steel line. You know what? It's Chicago. Probably not gonna have this car long enough for any other line to rust, but you know, nickel copper is supposed to be rust resistant and corrosion resistant. Right here, I'm gonna cut this line. First, let me take off this drum. All right. So I already got the new assembly on and everything. Probably just gonna take it apart again. I don't know, we'll see if I have to. This is the new brake cylinder, or the wheel cylinder. And And now all I gotta do is put the new fitting on in the back before I can bleed the system. So I'm gonna be working with very minimal space back here, which is a pain, but you should be able to get this around. You know what, let me get my headlight on, my headlamp. So right here, just rope this through, decide where I'm gonna place it, and it should be good right here where the rust ends. All right. All right. Just tighten that up a little bit. I don't want to make it too tight because then it'll increase the, I'm gonna have to move down a little bit because that form is getting in my way. Just want to make sure I have enough clearance to flare it with the new fitting on. I think that should be good. Yeah, but I was saying you don't want to have it in too tight from the start when you're cutting it, because then you increase your odds of bending the whole line. And it's an old line. There's not a lot of rust right here, but there is a lot of rust inside of the back. And you know, I can't really see specifically where all the rust is, but from here, it seems like most of the rust and corrosion just collected around where the fittings are and not the center of the line. And this one especially was a pain to take off. I tried taking it off right here. Again, didn't work. And that's what happens when you deal with older cars, you know? Like, things don't go how they should. There we go. Came off real nice and easy. And that looks fine. Good cut. Now I'm just gonna throw a fitting on there. And then flare it up. So it's a 3/8 by 24, 3/16 tube fitting. Just throw that on right there. You know, another thing that'll help is where the heck did I put it? There we go. Some vice grips, right? So make these size that won't crush the line. Take that fitting off, and I'm gonna pull this spring back. Pull that spring back. And then hopefully that holds. It's not super tight, but you can always take some pliers and tighten it up a little bit more. You know, so that should be good for right now. At least give us a little bit of clearance to throw the fitting on, and that's more than enough space to flare the line. So get a little single flaring tool like this, throw it in the 3/16 slot. I give it a little bit of clearance so you get a good flare, or a little bit extra, give it a little tip. Tighten up one end, tighten up the other end. And don't want to have it too tight, because I found that the teeth inside of these flaring tools sometimes fray the edge of that line, make it hard for your fitting to slip in place where it should. Is it on there? No, not yet. Almost. No, that's on there. Let me. There it is. Now it's perfect. So, now just flare that. Then again, if the flaring tool isn't on tight enough, it's just gonna push the line back, and you don't want that. You wanna actually flare it. So let's hope that's not what's happening right now. So I didn't put it on super tight. Yeah, no. I'm gonna have to loosen the flaring tool and push it back in a little. Yeah, that flare came out really shitty. So, a little bit of clearance right there. Also don't wanna fuck with the line too much, moving it, because you never know when these old brittle parts can just snap, you know? So, all right, let's make sure it's on there. Yeah, it's on there. Not a lot of clearance, but should be enough to at least flare the line. Probably can't get a good view, but you know, they got tons of videos on flaring out there. So it's not that important. You can always look up a video on how to flare. But this is just how I worked around this, and you know, it's just the first video, so it's not a super slip down again. It's being stubborn. Why is it slipping? That's one thing I hate about these fucking flaring tools. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Ain't gonna fucking slip this time, motherfucker. All right, third time's the charm. God, it's one thing I hate about working on fucking cars in the cold. Oh, I forgot to bring your sweater, by the way, or your jacket. My bad, bro. You want me to go get that right now? Yeah? All right, this time it's gonna work. 100%. If it doesn't, fuck it. I'll just cut it and flare it a little bit further down the line. Because then I don't know, maybe it's just not getting a grip in this particular spot. Yeah. It's just, I don't even think it's my tool. I think it's just slipping in this spot. I don't know why. I'm just gonna cut it again. Where did I put that cutting tool? Here it is. Yeah, sorry, bro. This is just filler. It's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Just flare the tip, or just cut the tip. Don't need to cut that much. Don't want to overdo it. You know, just circle it around a couple times. Tighten it up again, circle it around a couple times, tighten it up again. Eventually it's not gonna tighten anymore because it's just 3/16 line, it's not that big. And it should just snap off. There we go. All right. Not gonna allow this to fail again, because I only have so much line to work with.
Got the potion.
Alright, that's pretty fucking tight, so I don't think that's gonna cut in.
Flaring tool?
Yeah. Or not cut in, but fucking fray that tip. Where you at?
You caved and got the Husky headlight?
Not Husky. I picked it up from AutoZone. Yeah.
You doing bubble flares at any point, or did you give up on that?
No bubble flares. I don't have a bubble flaring tool. That takes a professional tool, not a $10 tool. Anybody can do a single flare. Monkey could do a single flare.
I highly doubt a monkey can do a single flare.
Grease monkey.
No. What?
What?
No, I'm not smoking.
What? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I was talking about grease monkeys. You're talking about smoking.
I thought you said, are you smoking?
Yeah. All right, well, this definitely flared. Yeah, that's what it should look like. It's kind of a small flare. I hope it'll work. Should though. So that's the flare right there. Just a single flare, but looks like it's enough. Hopefully it won't fail me when I need it. All right, now.
You know, I still have my spare OE spec hubcaps if you want to put one on your wheel that's missing one.
Oh yeah.
Like silver Impala style hubcaps.
All right. Well, let me double check and make sure this was the right BLF 31C. I wrote down the part number of the other side. BLF 31C. Yep, that's the right one. So I used an adapter. It's metric though, which is weird. Inverted female 3/8 by 24 and a male bubble M10 by 1. So this will go in the back. I might actually take this off. Might not be necessary though.
Just the door unlocked, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll be right back.
If you can see back here, right here, see how that goes in? All right, see how that went in right there? And then in the back of it, you can just throw a regular what's this, a fitting? So just put that right there for now. Now I just need to gap the line between A and B. Maybe I should have gone down further, because now that I'm looking at it, it might cause a little bit of a struggle. Shit, I'm gonna have to go down further, aren't I? This video might be a little bit longer than 10 minutes. I'm gonna have to cut it one more time, bro. Flare it one more fucking time. So we're just gonna need to make a line that's about yay big. You know what, I'll cut it right here. See if we can't make this guy work. This might be a little too long. Or it might be perfect. Okay. It's just same thing as with the other lines. Tighten and spin, tighten and spin.
Mike ripped a fucking basketball-sized chunk of upholstery off my couch.
Yeah, I saw. Sorry about that, man. If you want to take your couch to your storage, you can. I feel bad about it getting fucked up. There's really nothing I can do, you know. There's no baby off. All right, flaring tool. A lot easier when you have clearance, you know? All right, guarantee us a good flare. Hey, look at that, perfect. Alright, now we just need a union for a freaking fitting. So just throw that through. Perfect. And then gonna need to bend it right at the fucking tip, which is gonna suck. Yeah, I know I said I would use a brake line flaring tool or forming tool, but it's actually going to be such an angle that it's going to be too tight for it. So, gonna have to do it like this. Let's see, how does that angle work? Nope, it's almost a 90-degree angle. Just gonna worry me a little bit as to pinching off that line. All right, well, maybe we can form it a little bit right here to adjust the angle, because that's about as far as I want to bend it safely right here. So, all right, first things first. Let's just check the size.
Excuse me, do you know if this is 26?
26?
26.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay.
All right. It's gonna be a little bit much. I'm gonna need to cut off a little bit. All right. The smaller it is, the more of a pain it is to freaking cut it. I think that should be good. You know what? It's just an easily formable line. So let's turn it with this. On the part that we're cutting off. Tighten it a little bit more. Perfect. All right, I'll throw a fitting. Did we already have the fitting out? And that should be just enough to flare it. Now, this is a trial and error thing because there's no exact size that I have measured down. So let's hope this size works. Otherwise, we're gonna have to do this shit again. But I have a good feeling. Usually my good feelings come through for me. All right. Looks like maybe there's a little bit extra there, but should be fine. It was tight. Whoopsie. Piece of shit. Come on, get in there. Otherwise I'll lose you. All right. So, first we put this guy in. Oh, you know what? Actually, that reminds me, we don't need this. See how that spring just freaking shot back? All right, that right there. Now I do remember that the angle wasn't perfect 90, so we might need to bend it a little bit more. Yeah, we're gonna need to bend it, but it looks like the size might actually work. So for this kind of thing, not a lot of clearance, So we're just gonna take this forming tool, and hopefully we can figure some way to, goddamn, I'm just gonna bend it with my fucking fingers. Ah, it hurts. Maybe I can bend it like that. I think that looks like a good 90-degree angle. Yeah. That goes in right there. There we go. It's going in. Perfect. Hopefully that's not pinched off too much. Hope that doesn't mess with the pressure. But everything's fitted on. Let's see if we can't bleed these guys. All right. Tighten those up. Doesn't need to be super tight, but if it's not tight enough, it's gonna leak. So. There we go. Should be good. Oh yeah, that was a 13. You know what? I might have to get it from another angle. All right, I think that's should be good. Now, get my 10 back. Hold on to this connection. Really hope this works because it's fucking cold out. I'm gonna have to do this again. All right, well, that's what it looks like.